Busy weather day. We're talking heat and also smoke. Hi there, I'm Meteorologist Mace Michaels. The time lapse shows some of those hazy high clouds moving through. Not any smoke here in the Twin Cities, but with all the fires in Ontario and northern Minnesota, some of that smoke will be drifting into the metro eventually, increase throughout the afternoon, and then especially for northern and central Minnesota. But much of the day today, it's plain old hot and humid for us once again. Here's what you need to know. The smoke will start to arrive in thicker aspects across the region later on this evening. It's expected to stay hot and dry pretty much for as far as I can see, at least through the rest of the week. The weekend, not really cooler. Maybe next week and cooler's relative instead of being up here well into the 90s with the oppressive humidities. The dew point levels will drop back a little bit, 50s, maybe 60s, and temperatures will drop back into the 80s, but that's still several days down the road. All the way through Thursday, weather impact alert due to the heat here all across much of Minnesota, especially central, southern Minnesota, western Wisconsin. At times, the heat index near 100, so heat safety, everything, keeping yourself well hydrated, very important, and limit your time outdoors if you're sensitive to the heat. Extreme heat warnings through, again, Thursday evening, right across much of central Minnesota, metro included, into west central Wisconsin. Surrounding that, the areas in orange, those are heat advisories. Advisory, heat index up to 100. The warnings, the heat index may be able to even creep right up above 100, and even the overnight lows only falling into the 70s. We're talking warm stuff. There you go today, into the mid-90s with hazy sunshine, only falling back through the 80s this evening. Look at that 10 o'clock temp, still 85 and only 78 at 2 a.m. Normal high is 84, so that puts it into perspective. We're a good 10 degrees above average, but we are not even close to record levels. And obviously our low in the 60s is much, much above average with a lot of mid-70 lows. Dew points have been well into the 60s. You see that's where they're expected to stay. I'd say 65 to 70 the next couple of days, and then just tailing down maybe mid next week with a sharper front on Monday night and Tuesday. Could drop dew points back into the 50s. Of course, we have a weather impact alert that I mentioned off the top. It's the dangerous heat. Biggest concern here for this week across most of the state with those feels like temperatures. The heat index up to near 100. As I mentioned in some of the extreme heat warning areas, maybe above 100. Northern Minnesota especially worried about air quality. That will worsen throughout the next 24 hours. Matter of fact, let me show you. A lot of those fires in northwest Ontario, Thunder Bay westward, really heavy smoke. Boundary waters, North Shore, up through Thunder Bay. The wind there is going to shift a little more easterly. That will pull some of this really heavy smoke through areas back here into the Iron Range, even through the northern half of Minnesota and northern Wisconsin. As the easterly flow filters in, we'll see some of that smoke again here in the Twin Cities, but the thickest and the worst of it, northeast Minnesota, even all the way back to Bemidji and northwestern areas of the state, Thief River Falls, Red Lake. But look at how thick that smoke could be from St. Louis County into the Arrowhead and Iron Range. Yeah, a lot of smoke problems. And with more of an easterly wind on Friday, it may disperse with a cold front moving through by Friday night, but still expected to remain rather heavy. Some showers trying to help out the situation today. It's a very narrow boundary. This is very light areas of rain, but we're going to hope that some of those showers fall in the right places. Anywhere, but especially some of those areas that obviously are seeing the worst of the smoke and the fires. North of Ely and through northwest Ontario, and then some of them southeast of International Falls. That whole far boundary waters tier. Here in the metro, in western Wisconsin, yeah, we're staying the same. Central southern Minnesota, you notice on microcast it stays dry. There's that easterly wind turn. At least it'll be cloudy and cooler up there through that northern tier. It won't be as oppressive as it's been, and taking an edge off of the heat will at least won't worsen the drought situation and the very dry conditions. Humidity levels will be down. The wind, though, direction, the biggest problem. A couple of showers fire up in northern Minnesota on Thursday. dry and sunny everywhere else. On Friday, same thing. Maybe a few showers here as you go from Thursday and into Friday. Could be some showers in west central Wisconsin as well. So we hope a few storms up there do help the situation out. Of course, the wind shifts around to the southeast and even southwest. That'll change the smoke once again. 95, hazy and hot today, but with a lighter breeze from the northwest. You see temps northern Minnesota underneath the clouds in the 80s, well into the 90s everywhere else. For tonight, 75, mostly clear. Another stuffy night for us. 60s into northern Minnesota, closer to 70 everywhere else. And for tomorrow, well, guess what? Doesn't change. Smoke building in, especially up north. Highs into the mid-90s. Northwest winds may eventually turn around to the northeast late day. Temps not too different from spot to spot. And as you look through the 7-day forecast, wow, we're talking heat and humidity through the weekend. At least into next week, we trend downward. Not cooler, but at least it won't be as hot.